Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, 18th chapter, text 20 onwards. Tatra Chakru Parivruddhavo Gopa Rama Janardano Krishna Sangha Atina Kechit Asan Ramasya Chapare. Then the cowherd boys chose Krishna and Balaram as the leaders of the two parties. Some of the boys were on Krishna's side and others joined Balaram. In the purport, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Sarartha Santika says that Parivruddha means the two heroes. Some boys were on Krishna's side and others joined Balaram. In Brihad Vaishnava Tosani Sipa Sanatana Goswami says that the boys chose Krishna and Balaram as leaders since there was no difference between them in their good qualities. Krishna was he who gives pain to the demons, demonic people like Pralamba, or he was he who is requested by his devotees, Janardana. Krishna was requested by the devotees to be one of the leaders. His group was formed first because everyone had affection for him. On the other side were Krishna's friends like Sudama, Sridhama and Vrishabha, who knew the hints made by Krishna. Similarly, it is described in Harivansa during water games that Balaram had Krishna's sons on his side and Krishna had Balaram's sons on his side. So in the verse 21 it is said that आचेरोर विविधा क्रीडा बाह्य बाहक लक्षण जत्रा रोहन्ति जेतारो वहन्ति च पराजितः. That is, the boys played various games involving carriers and passengers. In these games, the winners would climb up on the backs of the losers who would have to carry them. So, the purport, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says that Srila Sanatana Goswami quotes the following relevant verse from the Vishnu Purana. Then they played the childhood game known as Harina Kridanam, in which each boy paired off with an opponent and all the boys simultaneously attacked their respective rivals. So, Sripad Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Sarada Santika says, the details of their apparent play are described here. One boy would hide and upon being found would become the loser and have to carry the victor on his shoulders. So, in the next verse, that verse 22, it is said, Bhanto Bayamanascha Charyantascha Godanam Bhandirakam Nama Bhatam Jagmo Krishna Purogama. That means, thus carrying and being carried by one another and at the same time tending the cows, the boys followed Krishna to a banyan tree known as Bhandiraka. The purport, the Prabhupada Maharaj disciples quoting from Sanatana Goswami from Harivansa says, which describes the banyan tree. They saw that best of all trees, which had many long branches with its dense covering of leaves, it resembled a cloud sitting on the earth. Indeed, its form was as so large that it appeared like a mountain covering half the sky. Many birds with charming blue wings frequent that great tree whose dense fruit and leaves made it seem like a cloud, accompanied by a rainbow or like a house decorated with creepers and flowers. It spread its broad roots downward and carried upon itself the sanctified clouds. That banyan tree was like the lordly master of all other trees in that vicinity, as it performed the all auspicious functions of warding off the rain and the heat of the sun. Such was the appearance of that Negrodha tree known as Bhandira, which seemed like just like the peak of a great mountain. So, um, the next verse, it is said that verse 23, that Rama Sangatino Jarhi Sridama Vishavadaya Kridayam Jaina Stan Uhu Krishna Dayonrupa. The king Parikshit, when Sridama, Bisava and the other members of Lord Balaram's party were victorious in these games, Krishna and his followers had to carry them. Krishna was defeated, the Lord. And in the purport, Srila Sanatana Goswami says that before it was described that the winners should be carried and the losers should carry their opponents. Now at Bhandira, by the will of Krishna, his side lost in order that Pralamba would carry Balaram, and Balaram's side would ride on the loser's shoulders. That is described in two verses. Adhya indicates Subala and others. This was the very nature of the childhood pastimes. O king, Sukadev cries out in astonishment how the Lord is controlled by his devotees. In the verse 24, it is said, this is a very famous verse. Ubaho Krishna Bhagavan Sidamanam Parajita Visabhang Bhadrasenastu Pranambo Rohini Sutam. That is repeated. The Supreme Lord Krishna carried Siddhama, Bhadrasena carried Visava, and Pralamba carried Balaram, the son of Rohini. The purport, the Prabhupada's Maharaj disciples say that one may ask how Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, can be repeated by his boyfriend. The answer is that in his original form, God has a most playful nature and occasionally enjoys submitting to the strength or desire of his loving friends. A father may sometimes playfully fall down on the ground when struck by his beloved little child. These acts of love give pleasure to all parties. Thus, Sridhama agreed to ride on Lord Krishna's shoulders to please his beloved friend, who happened to be Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Sripad Sanatana Goswami says in Brihad Vaishnava Dosani that Krishna is Bhagavan, he who shows qualities like being controlled by the devotees. Or how could Sudama tolerate having Krishna carry him? He is Bhagavan, most fond of fun. However, he is also one of no one one's dear life, Krishna. In order to have his fun, everything depends on the affection of the devotee. The son of Rohini is mentioned because Pralamba, though that thought that Balaram was completely different from Krishna, thus he thought of killing Balaram because he was irritated by the affectionate relationship of the two. In this way, this chapter is going on, Slaying of Pralamba. So we'll discuss hereafter. We'll continue. Thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get directions to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.